sorry. All I remember from last week is flying home from the Nervesin. I just wanted to sleep. The stalactites of the wind dragon's nest drip-dropped lethargy into my limbs as I dragged my feet around the columns and forced my reluctant legs towards the clutch. Duty roped me in like a lifeline, tying me to a cliff face. I paused by the edge and scanned the peaks of the translucent, glimmering eggs, purple sheen sparkling like artisan's glass. I looked inside the nearest one, and an innocent green eye peered back at me. I almost laughed. I had been here before, that day when I killed tomorrow. But that day, there had only been one of them, only one eye to peer back at me in indignation and despair. And here there were tens of eyes, 20, 30, all green like the wind dragon's eyes, all alive with rage and despair. And out of some infernal sense of duty, I began to count them. I tasted the vapor in the wind, sensed for the temperature, measured the movement of air from the cave window, estimated their ages. I examined their future like a mother. But this done, I could bear it no longer, and I had to turn away, lest the weight of the mountain crush me from my hypocrisy. So I spread my wings across the open wall of the cave and stepped off. Aloft in the soft breath of the wind rivers, my armor weighed down on me, and my body was a prison. I wished that the sun were blind. I'm sorry. I made my way back towards the capital, where I had to be, but I had no love in that moment for those haughty, magisterial walls, or those arrogant, austere spires that hung, vainglorious, off the sides of bell towers into nowhere. No, in that moment, the bell peals of duty did not reach me, or I did not care to hear them. I only stared at the layers of undulating cloud down there at the bottom of the sky, whose beckoning drowned out the expectations of the warrior monks, the suffocating gaze of the ignorant citizens, and the excruciating empathy of the beautiful girl in the mask. What if I fell? To escape these things that pursued me, what if I wrapped my wings, armor and all, and from the edge of nothing, jumped off? Mid-flight, the pulse of my wings cried out for sleep. I could never face her again, the beautiful girl in the mask. I wished I were an ephemeral rain. I'm so sorry. What if I slept? What if, with abandon, I lay myself onto the cloudy bed of absolution that churned on and forever below me? Absolution. Absolution. Absolution was where so many hundreds of dragons had gone after I had thrown them off the sky. Absolution was where I thought I might sleep every night after one of my brethren had thrown me off the sky. Absolution was what I had been chasing after each dawn-lit morning flight across the paradise of Aethra took me to the furthest borders beyond the sky. But absolution had escaped me, like a suitor pursuing his love in vain. all this time, beating my wings to the pulse of the universe, feather tips dripping in the liquid light of dawn. I could bless someone with absolution, and I had to wake in the morning. I wished I were a slumbering mountain. Someone throw me off the sky. The cloud bed tumbled below me. Great waves of vapor enveloped more waves of vapor as the wind river current stroked the cloud sea. I closed my eyes, and all that remained of the world was the waterfall rush of wind upon my wings and down my back. Silver orbs of dew moistened my skin. Silvery white streaks of cloud puffs guided my reveries down towards oblivion. Forget the bells of the capital. Forget the nest of eggs and the blood rain that painted my armor. Forget the head of the mother. Forget the future that mother had gifted me. Why couldn't I throw me from the sky? So I wrapped up my wings, armor and all, and turned onto my back to face the sun blinking down on me. Soaked in its blind embrace, like an ephemeral spring rain that crashes down the slope of a sleeping mountain, I threw myself from the sky, and I gave in and let go and fell. And I hoped I would never wake up.